Hi chums, just trying to check if the camera's on. Yeah, I think we are. Okay, I wasn't going to do another planting video, but I am. Last night I watched Dan planting potatoes in sand, and I was thinking to myself, I would love to have something that I could grow in a different medium other than compost. And then I suddenly realised that one thing I have loads of is sawdust and shavings. So we're going to plant the spuds and sawdust and shavings, and here we are. So there you go, that's the sawdust and shaving. And we're going to treat this exactly the same as if we were doing potatoes. Now, one thing I'll point out here is that most of these shavings are yew, and yew is poisonous. So I'll not be eating these potatoes, but it'll be interesting to see if they grow in this medium at all. And it'll only be this, but I'm going to put in the bloodfish and bone and stuff as well. It's a beautiful day here, absolutely beautiful. We had an interesting thing here yesterday. A tornado jet flew over where I live, and it was low and it was loud and it would have scared the life out of you. And then it came back again. And what's going on here? And there's a big air show promotion thing up in the north coast. And there's a NATO air sea exercise going on in the North Sea, and they're coming into the Irish Sea a bit. But this was about the 90th anniversary of Aldergrove Airport, and they had brought the tornado in the previous night and parked it on the apron, I think it's called, the place where you park planes. There's the spuds galore, and they parked it on the apron, and people were able to go and look at the tornado then. So that was good. But the next day, the guy flying the tornado was called Group Captain Harvey Smith, and he's from Lurgan, which is a town 3 miles from me. And before he left the airport, he phoned his mother up and said, right, I'm going to do a fly past over your house. And then he phoned the school he went to and said, get the kids out into the playground. I'll do a flyby over the school after I've done my mother's house. So that's what was going on. He flew, it's only like 15 miles from the airport. It's not as if it cost a taxpayer $5 billion, you know. And he flew from the airport over the town, over his mother's house, and then flew back over the school and away back to England again, which I thought was pretty cool. You know, imagine that there. That's some boasting point there and brownie points. Imagine you're sitting out with the other neighbours saying, my son will be along now. And they go, oh, is that him coming in the little red car? No, that's him coming in the tornado jet. Wouldn't that be a pretty cool thing to say to your friends? Go and get me spuds here. So, back to the spuds. There we are. There's 2 little Cara there. That's 2 of my own, so we're giving those another go. So we'll put the eye up. And we'll throw in some more sawdust. Get the root boys covered up. Oh, look at that there. One of my old cloths. I don't use cloths for polishing, but I do use them for wiping up and stuff, you know. You shouldn't really polish with a cloth on a lathe unless you're pretty experienced, because it's a very dangerous thing to do, especially lapping a cloth around your fingers. That's terrible. But thankfully the people I do see using cloths on lathes are usually pretty good. Where did I put those other ones there? Oh, there they are there, yeah. Right, this one goes in here. Oh, look at this wee boy's making a wee run for it already, look. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Oh yeah, I on him, so we'll put him there. Then we'll cover them up again. I was up with my wife there, and I said to her, Ruthie, would you give me out that bag of spuds we have left in the drawer, please? And she went, are you going to plant some more? And I says, yeah, I am. So I thought you had them all done. And I says, I did, yeah, but I saw Dan planting some in sand last night. So I've decided I'll just put some in sawdust. And she said, listen, if you've got nothing to do, I'll find plenty of work for you. And I said, but I'm busy down here. And she went, planting spuds in sawdust for the crack doesn't sound like busy to me. I can do nothing right. I can do nothing right. You could be right. Right. And Elisa, you'll be glad to hear that we are both healthy and well. after getting the spuds from the last reveal, we are going to live for another couple of days. What I'm doing here is I'm just topping up a wee bit because these boys are going to need a bit of help, you know. So that'll get washed down in. And then there we are, there's our little sticker. Sawdust, number 53 sawdust, Cara, 4 small and 2 layers, and in it goes. And that's it done. 53 bags, folks. That's a lot of potatoes to reveal, and it's a lot of new lies I have to think of for next year. Oh well, I'm sure I'll come up with something. I've never been stuck before. Okay, that's it. All the best now. Bye bye. And I'm sure you're bound to do better than Dan's spuds in the sand. What do you reckon? Right, all the best. Bye bye.